When you have a tape measure with a damaged tip, several people suggested burning an inch, which means starting your measurements from inch number 1 and doing all the calculations. And while that's a great solution on the site when you only have one tape measure and your tape measure is broken, if I'm trying to do an inside measurement and I have to start at inch number 1, that's going to be a bit tough. We're doing this a lot when we're using the table saw because we're measuring from the table saw rip fence to the inside of the blade, or to the center of the blade, or to the outside of the blade. And we can't do that if we have to start at inch number 1 instead of at inch number 0. You'll also notice that most tape measures are right reading. They're reading from left to right. When we turn the tape measure upside down to do a right to left reading, we now introduce a margin of error because we are so used to, when we're reading left to right, we're coming over here to 5.5 inches. We're expecting the inches to be on the right side of the tape measure. We turn it over, and now we want to measure 5.5 inches. Our numbers are upside down. We go to 5, and because we're so used to a half inch being on the right, we're going to go to 5.5 that way, and suddenly we got 4.5 inches, and we've made an error. I've done this a lot in 30 years in stagecraft, and I'm doing it more frequently as I get older because I am so used to the tape measure being right reading and the half inch being on the right side as I'm looking at it. So if I do that error a lot, introducing this other calculation of starting at 1 and having that be my 0 and remembering to add an inch every time is going to complicate things and increase the chance of errors and mistakes. How many of those mistakes is worth the $25 it is to get a new Milwaukee tape measure? How many mistakes is it worth to get a new $10 to $15 PowerLock Stanley tape measure? If I do the math and make a mistake once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, how many times do I have to make it before I've now wasted my time and wasted my resources and I've spent more on my lost labor and materials than I have in replacing a simple tape measure?